Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Sam Houston Race Park here on Sunday. It is January the 29th, 2017. You can look at the stakes races on today's program, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections from racetracks across the world. The stakes races I'll be looking at are races 6 through 10, so the late pick 5. So let's get on to it, starting off race number 6 from Sam Houston. It's the Frontier Utilities Turf Sprint, going for a purse of $75,000 for 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 12 horses dashing the distance of ground of 5 furlongs on the turf course. 5 furlongs. Did I show this diagram? It gives me a second to look down at my notes, so that's why. And my top pick in this one, I'm going to go to the rail horse number 1, Partly Mocha. I'm going to include this horse here into a superfecta. I'm going to go 1394, 1394. But number 1, Partly Mocha, 7-2. Jose Ortiz coming in from New York to ride this one. Most recently, this horse had a start on the 30th of December at Gulfstream, 5 furlongs, an optional 25 claimer. Horse finished third by 1.5 lengths that day, and it was just wide. Really, you just really couldn't get into it. That in that start. I think today, breaking from the rail, this horse could save some ground, have a good run. Start before at Gulfstream Park, 5 furlongs, December 3rd, in the Canterbury Claiming Crown Sprint. Horse finished second by neck and close to the clouds to get the second place finish, just missing. Was incredibly wide that day also, but it was a disappointing second place finish. I think that field was a lot tougher than the one he's going to be facing today, so that's going to be something. And then an optional 6-2 claimer at Churchill, 5 furlongs, November 23rd. First start since last April. Horse won by 3/4 length, running incredibly well as a very heavy favorite. I think this horse should have a good start here today. 17-4 at the distance, making his Sam Houston debut. So to recap my bets for race number 6 from Sam Houston, it's the Frontier Utilities Turf Sprint. Going to go with the 1 horse Partly Mocha. Going to go 1394, 1394. So now let's get on to race number 7 from Sam Houston. The 7th race is the Space City Stakes, purse $50,000 for 3-year-olds. We have a field of 13 3-year-olds traveling the distance of ground of 3/4 of miles, 1,200 meters, or 6 furlongs. Ding. 6 furlongs. And my top pick in this one, I'm going to go to the 10 horse to the outside. Number 10, Laughing Saint Song. Gonna go 10-5-3-6, 10-5-3-6 in the superfecta. But number 10, Laughing Saint Song, 9-2. Kerwin Clark is on this 3-year-old gelding, reportedly gelding on the 22nd of October of 2016. But most recently, this horse had a start on the 5th of January at Delta, 5 furlongs, allowance race for $38,000. Horse won by 4 3/4 lengths that day, and stalked the lead early on. But when this horse got the lead, Kerwin Clark didn't even give the horse the whip. It was just a very great run by this one. Start before in Louisiana Juvenile Stakes for $100,000 at the Fairgrounds, 6 furlongs, December the 10th. Horse finished second by 2 lengths with Anjou up that day. Stalked the lead that day. Got the lead actually in the stretch, but just weakened at the around the 16th pole, got taken over. But if you watch the start of this horse that day, he got bumped that day, had to stumble a little bit. Just wasn't the best of beginnings for this racehorse. And then start 4 on November 25th at Delta, actually my birthday, an allowance race for $40,000. Horse finished second by 1 3/4 lengths. Start to lead that day and was setting the pace, but, got taken over. If this horse can conserve his speed, I think he could win here today. So to recap my bets for race number 7 from Sam Houston, it's the Space City Stakes. Going to go with the 10 horse Laughing Saint Song. Going to go 10-5-3-6, 10-5-3-6. So now let's get on to race number 8. The 8th race has always been one of my favorite races of the season, I guess, from Sam Houston. It used to be run... I could have swore this race used to be run years ago, back in April, when they used to have the Sam Houston meet from like Thanksgiving until basically up until the Lone Star meet. I think it was run at in April, late March, early April, but I could be wrong. But last year they had increased the distance of this race to 12 furlongs from the 9 furlong distance, and you had the big horse win this race to begin his year last year, and he went on to win some very nice races. It's a great race. The 8th race is the John B. Connally Turf Cup, Grade 3, purse $200,000 for 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 8 horses traveling distance of ground of 1 mile and 1/2 on the turf course. And one thing that you know, I'm not that fond of is the this card is normally on a night, and you don't see a lot of great graded races as a night at night, and they moved it. I know why they moved it. They don't want to compete with Pegasus World Cup, but maybe they could have moved it to a different weekend. Maybe next year they could do it on a night card, like maybe even a Friday night, because they'll make money for sure. But if it's a Sunday afternoon, so maybe they can make some money also. But it's preferred on a Friday or Saturday night. But my top pick in this race, the Connally Turf Cup, I'm gonna go to the 8 horse, and that's gonna be the favorite. It looks like number 8, Oscar nominated. Gonna include him into a superfecta. Gonna go 8-4-5-3, 8-4-5-3. Number 8, Oscar nominated, 2-1. Florent Giroux on this 4-year-old Ridgeling here. It's a Ridgeling, I didn't know that. But most recently, this horse ran on December the 31st at Gulfstream Park, mile 16th in the Tropical Derby. Horse finished second by 1/4 lengths that day. And, basically sat, he was wide that day, closed up a little bit, but couldn't catch Giant Run, who had an incredible run. It was his first start since the Twilight Derby on San Anita Monmouth on November the 4th. Horse finished 4th by 3/4 length. Was closing up that day, but couldn't catch Frank Conversation, who ran incredibly well that day. And then this horse won the Dueling Ground Derby at Kentucky Downs back on September the 11th. Horse won by 6 1/4 lengths. Ran incredibly well. Had a horrible start, but it was mile and a half, or mile 5/16. He had a extra time to recover from that. Was wide, but ran well. The distance shouldn't be a problem. He's the best horse in the field by a mile, I think. He's been facing some very tough Grade 1 quality horses. So to recap my bets for some rate from Sam Houston, it's the John B. Connally Turf Cup. Gonna go with the 8-horse Oscar nominated. Gonna go 8-4-5-3, 8-4-5-3. So now let's get on to race number 9 from Sam Houston. The 9th race is the Houston Ladies Classic. Grade 3 purse, $400,000 for fillies, mares, 4-year-olds, and upwards. Field of 7 horses traveling the distance of ground of 1 mile and 1/16th on the dirt. 1 mile and 1/16th. 1,700 meters. And my top pick in this one, I'm going to go to the 4-horse. Number 4, I'm a Chatterbox. And if you're playing the pick 5, possible single here, I'm not sure if I'm going to be playing it because, I personally, I don't have the money for it. But some of the races are very difficult, and you might have to go deep. You're going to have to go deep and at least the first 2 races, and probably the last race you're going to have to go all. So you're going to have to have a extra bankroll, I think. But if you had to find a single, I think it could be this one. Maybe Oscar nominated also, but that race you really have to look over. But my top pick in this one, the 4-horse, I'm Chatterbox, 4-3-7-1, like I said in the superfecta, but 6-5 on him. On her, Florent Giroux on this Larry Jones trained 5-year-old mare. Most recently, this horse ran the Breeders' Cup Distaff at San Anita Monmouth November the 4th. This horse finished 5th by 6.5 lengths that day, and sat second up that day up until the quarter pole, and then really weakened out of it. Got taken over by Beholder and Songbird. She had a decent campaign last year, but just better horses really beat her. I think at this spot, this horse really run well. Start before in the Spinster Stakes at Keelan Monmouth October the 9th. Horse won by 7 lengths, won away easily, 40 cents to the dollar. Just ran like a favorite should run. And then this horse finished 4th in the Personal Ensign behind Cavorting. Really didn't have the best of runs. Really weakened out of it after setting the pace. This horse did win the Delaware Handicap via there was some problems there because the horse came in on the at the start. But we'll call it the the Byron rule. The first jump doesn't really matter. So the jockey could have punched the other horse, and it didn't matter because it was the first jump. But this horse won that day. It didn't bother me. I had him. But this like I said, this horse had a very tough campaign last year. She won half her start. She was 6-3. She's making her Sam Houston debut today. I don't think that should be a problem. So to recap my bets for race number 9 from Sam Houston, it's the Houston Ladies Classic. Gonna go with the 4-horse. I'm Chatterbox. Gonna go 4-3-7-1. 4-3-7-1. So now let's get on to race number 10 from Sam Houston. The 10th race is the Houston Distaff. Purse $50,000. It's for fillies, mares, 4-year-olds, and upwards. Field of 11 horses traveling the distance of ground of 1 mile and 1/16th on the turf course. 1 mile and 1/16th. And my top pick in this one, gonna go to the 5 horse, number 5, Susie B. Gonna go 5764, 5764. Number 5, Susie B. Robbie Alvarado is on this Mike Baker trained. Mike Baker trains this 5-year-old mare out of English Channel. Most recently on the 26th of November at Gulfstream Park West, called a race course, in the My Charmer Handicap Grade 3 event that day. Horse finished 7th by 9 lengths. Really wasn't into it. Was on the rail all throughout, but just had nothing. Horse's first start in 6 weeks, or actually almost 7 weeks, so maybe the horse needed the race. I think this horse has another 2-month layoff, but hopefully this horse could come into it better. I think the spot is actually less tough for this one. But start before Gulfstream, 1 mile in the Panama City. Horse finished 10th by 4.25 lengths that day, and you really had to steady a few times and really weakened out of it. And then this horse had a 4th in the Ladies Turf Stakes in Kentucky down September 3rd. Horse finished 4th by 1.5 lengths. Set the pace early on, then really weakened out of it. If this horse could sit close to the pace, I think this horse should really do well. This horse ran at Sam Houston last year in the Jersey Lily Stakes. Horse finished 5th. Really wasn't into it that day, but I think this horse should do well. So to recap my best race number 10 from Sam Houston, it's the Houston Distaff Stakes. I'm gonna go with the 5 horse. Gonna go 5764, 5764. So good luck to all, and follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5. Good luck, everybody.